Here we are, people. We're back to reading. Now, I'm thinking that I could probably just start the book over, but I've already read chapter 1 twice. So I think I'll go on to chapter 2 and read it twice. I'll only give it a minute and see if anybody on Facebook or Twitch. Oh, I got a couple Twitch viewers. Y'all be hearing me read this story. I'm just waiting for a couple. There we go. Hello, Colin Storm. Thank you for joining us. All right, let me get to chapter 2 of Cryptum. I will go back and read chapter 1, or you all can go to my Facebook page under Edward Tarab and check out my broadcast of chapter 1. I might go back and read it again live, but for now, I'm just going to go on to 2. Every now and then, I got to keep a fight going on the telly so people who are on Twitch can watch something and listen to me read. But here we go. I follow the little human's persistent quick pace through low brush and past the naked, scaly trunks of many palms. Topped with bristling, branching crowns. The undergrowth was not thick, but it was regular. Too regular. The pathways, if any, were invisible to me. Hang on 1 second, people. I apologize. Setting this game up for my Twitch viewers. Got to keep doing it each fight. There we go. Okay, back to reading. Were invisible to me. Chakas followed a few steps behind, wearing a perpetual light smile, as if preparing to unleash some joke upon us both. I had not yet learned how to read human expressions with confidence. Grinning might mean mild amusement. It might also be a prelude to aggression. The air was humid, the sun was high, and our water, carried in tubes made from a kind of thick-stemmed grass, was warm. It was also running out. The hominin passed one of the last tubes around. Forerunners can't catch human disease or any diseases if they wear armor, but only reluctantly did I share the warm liquid. My good mood faded. Something odd and unexpected was in the air. Without my armor, I was discovering instincts I didn't know I could trust. Old talents, old sensitivities, hidden until now by technology. We paused. The Florian noticed my growing irritation. Make hat, he told Chakas, wiggling his fingers. Forerunner has hair like glass. Sun burns his head. Chakas looked up, shading his eyes, and nodded. He glanced at me, sizing up my head before shining up a naked trunk. Halfway, he husked off a dried branch and tossed it down. The little one chuffed. I watched Chakas finish his inchworm ascent. At the top, he pulled a knife from his rope belt and hacked loose a tree branch, also letting it drop. Then he shined back down, leaping the last half and landing on bent legs with a wide arm flourish. In triumph, he raised his hand to his mouth and lit a musical blatting sound. We paused in the shadow of the tree while he wove my head cover. Forerunners are fond of hats. Each form, braid, and maniple has their own ceremonial design, worn only on special occasions. On one day during Grand Star season, however, all wear the same style of headgear. Our hats were much more dignified and lovely than what Chakas finally handed me. Still, I placed it on my head and found that it fit. Chakas put his hands on his hips and surveyed me with critical mind. Good, he judged. We continued on for hours until we came to a low wall assembled from precisely cut lava stones. The wall pushed between trees. Above, From, excuse me, from above, it would have ascribed a sinuous curve like a serpent crawling through the jungle. Riser sat on the wall, crossed his legs, and chewed on a green blade left over from my hat. His head turned slowly, large brown eyes shifting right and left, and he pushed out his lips. The hominin had no chin, nothing at all like the prominent feature that made Chakas bear a resemblance to my kind. But the little human more than made up for this with his elegant mobile lips. 1 second, people. I have to set up the next fight for my Twitch viewers because they are listening too, if at any time they tune in. All right, here we go. We're back. Chuck is okay. Old ones did this, older than grandfather, he said, patting the stones. He tossed aside the green shred, then stood and balanced on the wall, arms out. You follow. Only hominin walk on top. Riser ran along the top. Chakas and I followed on either side, pushing aside brush and avoiding the occasional pugnacious land crustaceans that stood aside for nobody, waving their powerful claws. I almost walked through them until I remembered I had no armor. Those claws could take off a part of my foot. How vulnerable I was to everything. The excitement of adventure was starting to wear thin. The two humans had done nothing overtly threatening, but how long could I count on that? We had a tough time keeping up with the little Florian. A few hundred meters later, the wall branched. Riser paused at the juncture to study the situation. He swung his arm right. The chase resumed. Through thicker trees on our left, I saw the inland beach. We had crossed the ring. Beyond loomed the central peak, surrounded by the ring island's inner lake, the whole shape being a kind of archery target within the crater. I wondered if Merce lived in those waters as well. My mind wandered. Perhaps a powerful ancient precursor vessel had crashed down from space, and the central peak was an effect of waves of molten rock lapping inward before solidifying. I wish now I had spent more time listening to my swap father's tales of how planets formed and changed, but I didn't share his miner's fascination with tectonics, except where it might conceal or reveal treasure. Some precursor artifacts were old enough to be cycled again and again through hundreds of millions of years, dragged down with subsumed crust and pushed up again through volcanoes or vents. Indestructible, fascinating, and for now, useless. Chakos was bold enough to poke me. I flinched away. You wouldn't do that if I still had my armor, I said. His teeth gleamed. Was he becoming more aggressive, or was this just his way of showing affection? I had no way of judging. Over here, Riser called from where he had run ahead. We broke through a particular dense patch of twiggy green trees with bright red trunks and branches. The Florian was waiting for us where the long, low wall came to an abrupt end. Beyond lay a flat white plain, the inner lake on one side, its beach forming a line of black and gray, and jungle on the other. Once again, the central peak was revealed, naked of vegetation, like a dead black thumb thrusting from the pale greenish blue center of the target. Okay, young forerunner, Chaka said, coming up behind me. I turned swiftly, believing for a moment he was about to knife me. But no, the bronze-colored human simply pointed across the white waste. You asked. We brought you here. Your fault, not ours. Remember that. There's nothing here, I said, looking across the flats. Heat waves broke the outline of the far side of the waste into velvety shimmers. Look again, Riser suggested. At the base of the shimmers, what seemed more like water was in fact refracted sky, but through the shimmers I thought I saw a line of large, hulking apes, great white apes, no doubt from low end of the librarian's folly. They came and went with the mirage, and then studied, not alive, but frozen, carved from stone and left to stand out on flats like pieces on a game board. Hang on one second, viewers. My phone is dying and I have to charge it. Let me just put a mark in my book and get my charger cord onto my phone. And y'all just fell. Okay, one second. You won't see me for a second. Okay, let's see if you all can still see me. Not quite. Let's adjust this then. All right, we're good. Phone is charging. We're still broadcasting. Here we go. Pieces on a game board. A cooling wind whispered outward from the black peak, brushing away the rising heat, and the ape figure vanished. Not a mirage after all, something more deceptive. I bent to pick up a bit of the soil, coral and white sand mixed with fine, hard volcanic ash. The whole area smelled faintly of ancient fire. I looked between the human guides, speechless. Walk, Riser suggested. Hang on one second. I'm choosing a fight for my other viewers. Oh, baloney. That's annoying. Hang on, viewers. I'm going to get back to reading while y'all are watching fights, and YouTube is watching me, and Facebook will be watching me here in just a minute. Until then, enjoy Computer versus Computer, which I love watching.
man.
Looking for the receipts. Save a lot and Dollar Tree.
Should have been over on the table. If not, then the card.
Did you throw my receipts away?
Oh, I was not informed that they were important, so if I found receipts, then I thought they were garbage. Yes, I probably threw them away. Did I mess up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to keep the house clean. I mean, I didn't know I was supposed to be saving all of them because a lot of them just sat in places for a while. So, I'm sorry.
Like $177. And I need to find out how much of it is mine and how much of it's Carrie's.
See, I don't know these things. I mean,
Well, I only gave you $82 on it, what you asked for. And the other money you just wanted.
I mean, I feel an amount of guilt and anger. I'm sorry. I
Well, I'm wondering if you know what bag it is that you put it in. Curious. If you can think about that.
no, I just threw it away. If I thought it was garbage, I
You don't
threw
know
it.
what day?
No, I don't know what day. I don't think twice about something I'm throwing away, especially if it's been sitting on the table that long and I'm trying to clean up a house. I'm sorry. Find a basket to keep your receipts in. I'm not trying to sound like an ass, but I feel like it's, I'm irritated because something's my fault again.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Hello, everyone, again. Sorry about the broadcast getting dropped. My phone died because I thought it was plugged in, and it wasn't. But I'm back, and I will set up the fight for my Twitch viewers.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's see here. Where was I? Here we go. Some treasure. So transplant arrived. Hang on one second, Twitch viewers. I will be getting back to my spot in just a moment. Oh, Twitch viewer left. So whatever. See, I don't have any Facebook watchers yet, but I'm sure David tuned in, Teresa. Yeah. Who's watching? Send me a message. Who's watching out there? 2 people are watching now. Who could they be? Anyway, if you're watching, here we go. Like pieces on a game board. The cooling wind whispered outward from the black peak, brushing away the rising heat, and the ape figures vanished. Not a mirage after all. Something more deceptive. I bent to pick up a bit of soil, coral, and white sand, mixed with fine, hard, volcanic ash. I've got no watchers. Okay.
How's you going to die?
I can't donate today, can I, Joe?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, remember?
Oh, shit. Okay, then.
I'm just waiting on you, bro.
Oh, well.
Taking it easy till, you know, February.
All right, I hear you. All right, this wasn't much of a broadcast, Facebook. This one will be deleted, but here soon, later today or this evening or tomorrow, you'll be hearing from me again. Thank you for watching. All right, then.